Hey everybody, welcome to another drive-by. I hope you guys are ready to talk and talk and talk because we're gonna have lots to talk about in regrets. But before we get into
Absolutely.
the topic tonight, how you doing, Dwayne? Since Sunday night when you got a little tipsy again?
Oh, says who? There's no proof. No, I'm doing fine. Yeah, I'm doing fine. So, I'm gonna go a little easier from now on. So, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. If I complain, I have listeners, but there's not much they can do about it, so I won't complain.
Right, right. Exactly. I understand.
It's just that I told you before the show in August. So we actually have a couple of months for the summer months to try pulling this off. But August, our rent's going up another $25 for the lot rent. So,
No, that's not good.
nope, that means that is going to give me, hopefully, give us more uh, drive to get things with, to get things going so we can move out of here or whatever. If I don't decide to run first.
Yeah, I understand. So, who do we got in the chat?
Well, I don't know who
You
was
call some
waiting
people
before
up.
you.
It was way before me. Let's see, but let's see, we have Tanya and Henry and Sherry and Michael, silver-haired stacker going on Grumpy, yeah, Sugar Bear. Going down here, got those ones already. Of course, Henry.
Glenn.
Glenn, I haven't got that far yet. I'm scrolling.
Florida.
Goodness. Oh, Steven Scroggins. Man, there was a lot of chatting going on beforehand, huh?
Hey, Shaker Bear, I said the drink, I typed in up to you, meaning that drink of choice was up to you.
We got HB Picker, Not So Perfectly Me Robin.
Oh, and we got the guy that wants me to go for 2 hours tonight. So hopefully he can spend an hour of the show in here with us.
Red Neckerson.
That's Lonnie, for everybody that's wondering.
Oh, Lonnie decided to show up, huh?
Yeah.
Florida's Hidden Treasures, Marco. The Crazy Card. Tanya. Angie. I think that's it. I think I got everybody. So.
Let's see. Tanya says, "What's up, Fireball?"
Yeah, I know. So I put that in there because they were making fun of me because that's what I downed last Sunday quite a bit of for charity. So they were teasing me, so I decided I'd throw that in there for you guys. So.
Well, before I get into mine, what are your any regrets for your business or your personal life that you are willing to share?
Well, let's see. Business, huh? Main one that I'm going to guess that most everybody's going to say is that they regret not starting sooner. The more you do this game, this job, whatever you want to call it, the more you learn, and the longer you've been in it, the more you're going to know. So I think that's one of the main regrets of my, for a business person, or for a business point of view. I'll have to give some personal ones some thought for a few minutes. Chris, you got any business related regrets?
Not really, because I started this after I met the wife. So it's not like I was really into. I was into yard sales and stuff like that, but I wasn't into the flipping part until I had a computer because I didn't have a computer until 2005.
Gotcha.
Or like 2004 in that time frame. So it's like in the time that I got the computer, it's when I didn't know about eBay. I didn't hear all these ads that they were doing at the time. They didn't have the ads in the 2000s. They have in the 90s. So, but when she came and we started getting together, it's like all of a sudden we started doing pictures and selling stuff. So it's like that's when I got the bug. And so that's why this summer will be supposed to be 12 years I've been on eBay.
Wow, nice. I don't know how long I've been on. Somewhere in early 2000s, but not as a seller, more as a buyer back then. So I did do a little selling, but I mean it was just here and there, not that big a deal. So let's see, some personal regrets.
Oh, I used to thinking.
Okay, good.
I have a couple. Part of it is well, because when I was younger, I guess told when I did my life series, I started it with my own life. I don't know if I should have stayed in Massachusetts as long as I did. When I stayed for a whole month and I went back and got my red check, I should have stayed back home in Connecticut. Maybe I wouldn't have met the wife. Maybe I wouldn't have gotten to the computer. Everything could have changed.
Sure.
But where I lived and everything else was questionable, as I've stated. I mean, how many people are willing to stay in a gang house unless you're in that gang?
Right.
So that's one of the ones that I thought about. And then, dude, I really want to stay in New York. When my relatives had a wedding, they convinced me to stay in the area. And knowing how they treated me after the fact, or I got conditioned by it, as the wife would say.
Sure.
But once I started sticking up for myself and we decided to get married without telling the family, all of a sudden I got yelled at for not telling the family I was getting married. We didn't want a big deal or anything like that. And it's like, that's when I realized they didn't really care about, because everything I tried to tell them I was doing something, like I was telling them about reselling. Well, you sure you're making any money on it? The usual that most family members get, but it's just after X amount of years of it, that's the where I was like, okay, I was up the hill from a real family member, and they didn't never stop at our house. We always visited them down the hill. So what's that tell you? Family members don't stop in to visit you, but they expect you to go to their house. So the way I see it is it's a two-way street.
Sure, absolutely. Well, and I've been reading a little bit in the chat while you were talking, and I agree to an extent what a lot of the people are saying, or some of the people, and that is regret is you would not be who you are today if you change something in your past. And sometimes that's a good thing and sometimes that's a bad thing, but you never know what would have changed. Personal regrets is that I didn't get along with my father any better. We still talk and everything. I mean, it's not like he left me or anything like that, but me and him just really bonked heads, and in on our relationship to the point where when I was 18, and I lived in the mountains in a tent for 4 months. So, and experience was important, but it's not, it's not what I wanted to do. Me and my dad's relationship was. So let me think about another one. Did I hear something?
I think it was when you're still cutting in and out. I don't know I don't know if it's your, like, it seems to happen. I don't know if it's your internet or my internet. But a lot of you said you were cutting in and out.
Yeah, and so did Mike some.
See what Chad just said?
Yeah. So that's one of my my personal regrets is my relationship with my father. So
Well, that's
I would
right.
have changed it.
And so my family, like I said, I've been on my own, basically was on my own from when I was 17. My sister tried to be a parent for a year. It didn't work. So it's like I was considering myself on my own since I was 17 when they passed away. I said earlier, if I known, I told you before the show, if I had known certain people before while I was still in New York, I might have, instead of moving to West, I might have moved either South or I might have moved West, Northwest. Might have moved somewhere closer to where I had friends.
Sure.
Because you see how we are when you came to meet, how we were, like not I don't want to say clinging to you, but it's like, okay, he's here, we can go do something.
Right. No, I understand. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's difficult when you don't have a mode of transportation that's other than your feet. Like you're saying that you don't have a lot of people around you, so that you or no. So, let's see another personal regret.
says Chris, you lived in New York? Yeah, I lived in Dutchess County, New York. So I wasn't in the city, but I was close enough I wanted to take a train.
Right, and that's kind of what we're talking about, Chad. Chad said, "Try not to wallow in regrets; it can hold you back." And that's the on here is not only there are things that we regret, but like I stated earlier, if you're always in the past or always in the future, then you're screwing up the present. So I completely agree with that. So Angie, you have a regret that you didn't have children. I can understand that. I mean, well, that's probably a regret that quite a few people have that don't have children. So,
Anybody else want to come in and talk about some of their early regrets or let's talk about how you changed from them?
yeah. Hey, Lonnie and Mike, all those people that were talking earlier. Let's go.
Yeah, Lonnie, you're the one that said I should do 2 hour show, so you guys could at least half the show with us. Come on. And Mike can spend the other half.
Chad, I'm there with you. I mean, I quit smoking quite a long time ago, but I regret that the time I took that first puff. I agree too. That's a bad one. So.
Yeah, see, I knew it. Lonnie's afraid.
What?
He said I'm off today. See,
what do you mean?
I told you. I told you. What did I say on Facebook? I said if he wants to come on because of what he said on Mike's show. I only watched 30 minutes of that show. I didn't watch the whole video. And he said that he was going to take a break from coming on my shows.
Jeez, man, what did you do to him? All right, we'll send the link to Michael because he was talking quite a bit. So to get you, Chris is not out to get anybody. Well, maybe not. Yeah, all right. So send it to Mike.
All right, well, then you got to talk while I send.
All right, I can do that. So Krillin says, Dwayne, oops, it just scrolled past. Let me get back up there so I can read it again. I feel I'm living in the past. Most of the items I sell are from my past because that is what I know. And that understand that too, because I mean, you do what's comfortable. If you sell the toys you sold that you had when you were a kid, that's a comfort zone. So,
all right, Mike, I sent you the link on Facebook.
And you know what, Angie, I really do have a hard time for a party animal. I just don't see it. I mean, not that not that you're not allowed, of course, but I just can't picture it, I guess. Picker, really, Dana? Heard from you in a long time.
All right, Dwayne, I have a question. This made it kind of strange because it's based on what Mike said earlier. And it's funny that he comes in right now and I'm saying this. Do you regret meeting me?
Do I regret what?
Meeting me.
Meeting you? Why would I regret meeting you?
Well, because of what Mike said earlier, jokingly, when he said in the chat, he said Lonnie was number one regret was probably meeting him.
No. Meeting anybody. So definitely not. Mike, you dog. I can't
How you
believe you
guys
say
doing?
that. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm Mike, Kinetic Energy, better known as eBay Lobster Monkey. That's my new nickname from John, Cincinnati Picker.
Lobster Monkey, huh?
eBay Lobster Monkey, yes.
Yeah.
So I just have to ask, man, I'm so curious, what brought up this topic tonight? What was the reason behind this topic?
There's a lot of things that are going on in my life per se, and I jokingly said to Chad, and I'm going to say it on air, Chad, I'm sorry, I have to. I said that the wife wanted to know if Ronnie, if he would take me in, type of thing, if I ran. Because it's an inside joke of me wanting to move to, well, it's not necessarily an inside joke, but the fact that I want to get closer to friends. And Chad is like one of my best friends on the internet.
Okay.
So I joke about wanting to go to the Navarre area or whatever if we could afford it. And so I asked him if he would how he would react if I just ran and read about this house type of thing. And the wife wanted to know that she can stay back and try selling this and looking for a place for us to move into type of thing. So it's like this is the way pressure is getting to me. I want to. So how many regrets does it take before I say, okay, I gotta move, or something happening that I want to get out of the area? It's moving a regret type of thing.
Okay. So it seems to me like you're regretting already. If you're questioning your decisions, isn't that a form of regret?
But I know I wouldn't regret moving to Florida. Because, like I said, Chad, I know I don't do it daily, but I mean, there would be times you say, okay, Chris, let's go out. We're going to go to the thrift store or something, or just come over to hang out. Here where I'm living, and I've been here for almost 10 years. 2018, it'll be 10 years. I've only had one person actually ever invite me over to their house to hang out, play cards, type of thing.
So you just want to be closer to people you can hang out with. I mean, it seems like it's a little lonely out there, and I understand. I completely understand. I'm in a place. Look, brother, I'm in a place that I've never even visited or anything before we were stuck here after the flood. You know, so I'm far away from anybody that I know or relate with. So, you know, I not as bad as you, but yeah, I'm definitely. It's definitely lonely out here.
And that's the thing. There, you can at least you have a vehicle. You can go and visit Lonnie or Glenn.
Yes.
Or anybody else in Texas or in that general area that you know from YouTube or wherever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Whereas I've only met like one other reseller that watches my shows every once in a while. That was because they actually were helping me make a deal for the patterns that I bought months ago.
All right.
So it's not like I'm expecting people to be like, oh, well, walking figure, let's become friends in the area. But it's just I've always had better luck when I'm around people. I'm happier. I'm not regretting stuff.
Motivated. I find that I'm motivated when I'm around other people as well. I think that, and I honestly, I believe that's the main part of, that from what I hear, because, if you get by Chad, he's going to put his foot up your butt if you don't stick in gear.
Oh, yeah. Well, if he kept trying to get him to do stuff, I'll be like, okay, let's go out, Chad. So it's like that thing. We're both working out for each other. I know that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you see him down, you're going to try to give him a boost. If he sees you down, I'm sure it'll be the same way.
So it's just like I said, we did a show, the rent's going up $25, and with what I'm getting, that's more than half my rent.
Yeah, I heard that part.
So it's like that's gonna have to motivate us to list more, but with all our medical issues, it's still that's part of the pressure that's getting to me. And then I just, I don't know. And if it wasn't supposed to be this type of show, I'm not trying to get pity. I'm not trying to get any of that stuff. So it's just like you said, like you have a couple of regrets too. Lonnie said he was gonna, when I said you have a lot of regrets because you commented on my post in my page saying I should make it a 2-hour show. That's why you have a lot of regrets. He said, hell yes. So that's why he should be coming on to talk about his regrets. Come on.
I mean, I have a lot of regrets. I mean, as a young man, I was not exactly an upstanding citizen of the society. So here I stand.
I'm not seeing the change here, buddy.
Let's see. Right here.
You just got older, that's all.
There's the change. This symbolizes me not being dead right now and buried. For sure. But I mean, every day I regret, past, and that's something that reflected on me when you posted that, Dwayne, in the little side chat, man. That hit hard because, you sit there and you think about what you did as a kid, and you think about what you want to be in the future, but at the same time, you're wasting away what you have in front of you right now. I mean, and it's so true, man. It's so true, and I've grasped that with the tightest grip because it's about every day. I don't try to play in my past. I don't try to think too much about the future. People's like, oh, plan your future, plan 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You're not guaranteed tomorrow, bud. So every day I try to enjoy my day. I try to enjoy my life. I try to enjoy my kids. I try to enjoy my wife as much as I can because I'm not guaranteed to wake up tomorrow. I might die right now on this live video feed. I don't know. No one can promise.
That wouldn't be good.
But yeah, I mean, I promise you this: if I wouldn't have been the way I was when I was younger, I probably wouldn't be in the same situation right now. A 43-year-old man living in an apartment, instead of having a paid-for house. I mean, a lot of my friends, man, they have paid-for houses, they have paid-for boats, paid-for cars. A lot of things could have changed. So yeah, I regret that a lot, man. I regret my younger years, but what can you do about it? What can anybody do about regret?
Not a thing. And the other thing I was going to say is even if you would have been been able to change that how you were back then, there's no guarantee that you would be any better off or even worse off now because you made specific changes in the past. You're not going to be the man you are today, but you're not necessarily going to be a better man because you made better choices. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like, okay, there's a book. Stephen King wrote it about it's a date. The date Kennedy died, right?
Mm-hmm.
2263. And the premise of the book is that guy goes back and stops the Kennedy assassination. Back and sees what's going on, and some things are good, some things are bad, but you don't know because you can't do anything about the past. Live for today and hope for tomorrow.
True. Very true. I mean, like I was saying, let's say, for instance, I offended you a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I go back and I apologize to you sincerely. You accept my apology, but is that it really ever going to change this new relationship that me and you would share because of what had happened in the past?
Yeah. That's just a hypothetical, by the way, guys.
Yeah. Hypothetically, we would still talk. We would still socialize. But at that point, there's a thorn in the side that you'll never get back out of there because it's said and done. And,
sure,
and
sure.
This
Exactly.
is the same as life. Once that thorn is in your side, it's you might be able to cope with it, but it's still there. You can't do anything about it. So
okay, Chad just reminded me of one of my other regrets. You'll have to go in the chat to read Chad's little story. But one of my regrets is one Mother's Day, my neighbor, there was like 8 kids. And there were kids all up and down the ages around me. So they would go out and do things all the time. They'd load up in their like 9-person van and haul off and go do things. Well, one Mother's Day, they asked me to go with them. And being the selfish person that I was at the time, I decided to go with them. This day, I still feel so bad for not spending that day with my mother. It really hits home. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my mom, you know, with being the way I was when I was younger, I put her through hell. And I lost my mom with cancer in 2011. And, you know, we had a rocky relationship because of my actions, you know. Yeah, and I definitely regret that. I definitely regret that. But I also regret meeting my real father. I regret meeting him. Yeah. So, but yeah, my mom was, you know, she was always there for me before my wife. And I'm just so lucky to have my wife, you know, since my mom passed away, because that was my rock right there, you know.
I understand. Luckily, as of right now, I still have both my parents, and it'll be a very rough day when one decides to head to greener pastures. So,
yep.
But yeah, it's all right. Let's talk about business regrets, because these personal regrets are getting way too deep. I mean, they're getting painful.
Okay,
and,
let's talk.
We don't all want to cry on camera, you know.
Well, I got one more. I mean, my buddy told me to use 10-pound fishing line when we went fishing, man. I caught an 8-pound bass and it got off because I was using 5 pounds. So,
oh, man, I would hate that. I mean, that would kill me forever.
Business regrets? I have none. I honestly have none. A lot. Well, okay, I do. I have one. I regret opening a body shop without knowing shit about body shop work. You know, nothing. My wife's laughing because that was like the worst nightmare. If anybody's watching this, please never open a business that you don't know anything about. Please. Relying on employees is not what you want to do at all.
You learn some big deal. I mean, you had to learn some huge lessons by doing something as silly as that.
I made some huge business deals that I would have never had the courage to make if I had not opened that body shop, you know, because when you have 2 employees sitting there looking at you and you have $1,200 a month to pay in rent and your paint supplies and all that stuff, it pushes you to do some things that you normally wouldn't do. So yeah, I took away some good things, man. But I will say this, the bad things way far out exceeded the good things. I mean, that was a nightmare, man. That was
what were you going to say, Chris?
Well, there's a question by Upstate Thrifter. Said, is it just me, or does life seem to fly by more quickly being self-employed or doing eBay? I was going to say no, because each year it seems like the year goes by quicker. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to be a reseller or anything. How many times you walk into somebody that's not selling anything and they say, did the year already fly by or something when the holidays come around? It's like, that's how quick it seems it's going.
Wow. Yeah. Julie Venerum. Oh, wow. That's a sad story there. She says, my greatest regret was I was 14. It was late at night when we got home. My dad wanted a night hug. I was in a hurry to get upstairs and get homework done. She would hug you in the morning, and morning didn't come. So that's, wow. Yeah. Whew. That's very sad. I'm sorry to hear that, Julie.
Yeah, and I didn't know about Lonnie's dad either. See, I mean, we talk a lot, but we're not to that point in friendship when you find out personal things like that, you know, and it's hard to talk about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, what we do talk about is business or how things are going now. You know, it takes a decent relationship before you start getting in depth with people.
Yeah.
So
definitely. I mean,
one of his business regrets is letting a little old lady walking off with his printer for $4,500 without getting a dime.
Oh, and Chad, I want to thank you for that. My grandmother, She was very proud of that printer. I got it for Christmas. It works perfect, man. That sucks, man. That's a lot of money. Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that one. He taught that one for like 9 months or something.
Man, what was it? Spit out gold pages or something? Holy crap.
Yeah, I know, right? So
anybody else want to come in and talk about business regrets?
oh man, I hear you, Sadie. Mr. Sadie says, I regret not buying beer on the way home tonight.
Well, I don't really have any business regrets because, like I said, I wasn't really in doing it beforehand. So everything I'm doing now, I'm still learning. I just the only regret is I wish it would take off so I wouldn't need the help that I get. Like I said, I could move, but I could do other things I want to do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
wow. Check.
I agree. It's nice. It's nice to have help from friends, but at the same time, you want to be dependent, or independent. I mean, you want to be independent instead of dependent. So I understand where you're coming from, Chris, because, I mean, I'm going to tell you what, man, it always seems like the bills outweigh the money. I don't care if you make $50 million a month. It seems like those damn bills just come, every 50 cents. Every 50 cents you make on eBay, you got a $100 bill. Every 50 cent, another $100 bill. Every 50 cent, another, so yeah, I understand what you're saying. And I wish you the best on that, man. I hope you can move where, you're in a community and people around you and, you're not so lonely out there, man. That's, I don't know. That's just kind of made me sad when you said that, man. Really, I thought you would do it.
And that's why, like, the reason we moved is because the rent was getting too high where we were.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now it's starting to happen here, and it's like, that's why I knew trying to work is what I need to do. But I just got to do it within my limitations, and that's what's limiting me.
I understand, buddy. If there wasn't limitations, I sure the hell wouldn't be in Hammond. I'd be in New Orleans right now.
Sure.
I'd be back in New Orleans. So that's what I'm working on. But I'm a firm believer. If you work towards what you want to do, man, there's nothing that can hold you back. Nothing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If you want it bad enough.
I know what you were talking about, Mike. Earlier, you were talking about never having enough money. The debt to income ratios always seems to be the same no matter what you make. I swear, every time I get $1,000 in savings, bill pops up. The car needs all new tires, or it's always something. And I don't have that problem until I get that money in the bank.
Exactly.
And then it's like, okay, now we need this. It's like, oh my gosh. Can never get ahead.
We went out tonight, man. We went out to Walmart tonight. We both got a haircut. I got my haircut. My wife got her haircut. We bought dog food, toilet paper, and stuff like that. I mean, by the time I got home, man, I spent $120. That quick. My windshield got a crack going all the way down the passenger side. My oil change is about 1,000 miles past due right now. So it's just boom, 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 boom. But I hadn't had a sale in a day, So it's like, as soon as I get that sale, man, haircut at Walmart. Yes, Krillin, we have a fantastic Sam's inside of our Walmart.
Well, he is from Louisiana, so don't expect a whole lot there.
Yeah, they use them old shears that they use on them sheep out in the pastures.
As you can tell, that's why he always wears a hat.
I wear that hat proud, boy.
Yeah, Lonnie says it's a country song.
Yeah, I'm hoping Lonnie will come in.
Go ahead.
Man. I'm dying to hear his regrets.
Well, Nathan said Nathan was going to come in and talk for a little.
I don't know, Nathan. Man, I don't know. Can you talk for just a short time, Nathan?
Who is Nathan?
Or should we wait?
What's his name?
He's old redneck resales.
Okay, all right.
The guy that looks like Uncle Jesse from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Well, no, I know who Nathan is. I didn't know his screen name.
Oh yeah, redneck something or another. Redneck or something.
Hey, y'all doing?
Good.
Good.
How you doing, Nathan?
Told you.
Hey, buddy. let me explain something to you about. I don't have many regrets, probably about not having youngins, you know, because I can't rock no grandbabies if I ain't got no youngins. There's something about that goes hand in hand. I ain't quite figured it out yet, you know. But I guess a couple of things that I regret about life, but you can't change what you've done before. You got to deal with it and go on. Okay. Probably the two things more than anything else is one time for 18 and a half months and one time for about, a year maybe. Nobody knew where I was at. Nobody. And now as I get older, I realize just what that could do to a mother. It was not, it's probably some miserable times of her life wondering where her child's at. Is he okay? Is he sleeping? Is he eating? And all that. And, you know, but I was a good little boy. Y'all know, well, ain't no such line about it. I was something else. I had a good time, though. Now I can tell you that. About the business, not having a smartphone. I've made so many mistakes buying stuff without having that phone that, hell, so I still got some of that stuff, you know. I thought it looked good to me, but it didn't sell, you know. So that's about the only regrets I have, you know, and maybe not hiring this woman that's working with me now sooner. We put up about 50 listings today.
Nice, nice.
And
does she need a job here in Utah?
I don't know if her husband would go for that. You know, I met him today. He's a pretty good sized fella. And
that's all mine.
Two little babies. One's 2 years old, one's 2 months old.
All right then.
And she's excellent at computer. She does good on descriptions. So we kind of work together.
Nice.
And that helps. But maybe I don't regret at all selling that Chanel for $800, but it would have been nice to get $3,000, you know, but that's not a regret. You know what I'm saying? I was happy with it. But not getting on YouTube sooner to start learning from y'all. And that's something I was explaining her today. I had a question about shipping to Canada. And I finally got it all straightened out. And then the lady said, well, she didn't want to do it anyway. But I was explaining to Stacy today that the reseller community is like a community. If you have a question, somebody out there will answer it for you. You know, and that's a good thing. And I feel like even though we've never met, none of us, I feel like we all have some kind of what's that word? When two things go together, a connection. There's a connection. That's what it is. You know, sometimes it's hard for me to understand what I'm thinking about. You know, Mama told me. She said, "Son, that ain't good English." I said, well, I don't speak English. She said, what do you speak? I said, I speak Dixie. She said, well, a lot of times people can't understand what you're saying. I said, well, hell, most of the time I can't understand what the hell I'm saying, but I get the point across.
You got a cool ass in you, Nathan?
Hell, I don't know what I got. Something from way back yonder. I got some of this and some of that and over yonder. And I got on my daddy's side, on the Finley side, I've got it traced back to when they came in from Scotland. Now on my mother's side, mother's mama and daddy's, my mother's mother and daddy's both, we've got that pictures and everything going back to the early 1800s. But let me tell you, since you live in Louisiana, you might not ever know actually how the crawfish came to be. You know, many years ago, there's a lot of the French people that lived up in the northeast and everything, and Canada and everything, and they were kind of ran out of there. Well, they like lobster really well. So they talked these lobsters into filing them to Louisiana. By the time they got down there, they had lost so much size and weight. Now that's why they're crawfish. You know, that's just, I don't know if y'all know that or not, but my biological mind helped me come up with that. You know, I also wonder why little bitty penguins don't have wings that makes them fly from them seals, but I didn't make them.
I didn't know that, but we'll stick with that story there, buddy. A lot of people call them bugs.
Yeah. I don't have nothing against eating them things. I don't have nothing against eating them things, but they take me too. By the time I start eating crawfish, they take so long to go through them. Hell, I'm hungry by the time I get finished with them again. You know, so
that's what my wife says. She says you burn more calories eating the damn things than you do getting any.
Yes, but I love that boudin they got over there. I love me some boudin.
Oh yeah,
good sausage.
And
Yeah.
I want to say for everybody that's making comments, Nathan has started doing videos.
really?
So subscribe to his channel.
Oh man, he did?
Really?
I did
Yeah,
one so far, and I'm gonna try to start doing more because I don't know a whole lot about it, but I appreciate that, Chris, very much. And if you come to see Chad in Navarre, you need to stop by and see me on the way down too, because I don't live but about 30 miles from him.
Well, if I get in that area, we'll figure a way of meeting.
All right, because
I'm sure if Chad will be like, okay, I know where he is. We'll hook up sometime.
okay.
I'm planning on getting in that area some way, somehow.
I think you're very knowledgeable. I think you're a very knowledgeable person, and you help me out a lot. When I have a question, you help me out a lot, and I do appreciate it very much. You know?
Well, I'm glad I do. And yes, Ronnie, Dwayne did do his own show last Saturday. So,
and
this is true.
Not to get off subject too much, but you talk about the not having a lot of people that you spend time with and everything. Other than me and my mama, and of course the girl that worked for me, stuff like that and everything, I may have 2 people that come visit me, but in my old age, I'm to the point that I'm all right with that. You know, I'm all right with that. You know, I've had a hell of a lot of good times in my life with me. Oh yeah, me's done a lot of stuff together. You know, so.
All right, it's getting a little personal now, Nathan. We need they got young people watching this show now.
Well, I'm not gonna say nothing. I don't give. No, I'm not going there. No, not going there. There ain't no way. No. We do have that's something I try to do on my Facebook too, is not put anything on there that would offend a child. You know.
Yeah. I was picking with you, boy.
Yeah, I know, but you're right. There's a lot of people that put stuff on there that kids don't need to see. You know, but
I don't really go on there much at all.
So I might have to take my channel down. Dang.
I got this one girl up yonder, but we talk on that what do you call it? When you send a message to them and they send a message to
private
you.
message.
Messenger, is that what it's called?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Hell, I don't know a whole lot, about nothing. But so I'm gonna just kind of back out and watch y'all for a minute, and I'll try to keep my mouth shut. That's hard to do for me because heck, I talk to everybody.
Anybody else want to come in and talk about their regrets? And Nathan, they're asking for your channel.
Red Neckerson Resells. And let me see if I know how to spell it, because I'm not real good at spelling stuff.
Well, you can just type in the chat when you, and they can hover over their name and go that way.
Yep. We can just join we can go to your YouTube page by just clicking your username in the chat box on the side, Nathan.
Okay. All right, that'll work. That dog will hook. That'd be a whole lot easier than me trying to figure out something. Cause I ain't much on this technology.
Oh,
that's
okay.
the word. Yeah. Every now and then I get one of them big words out, but most time I can't announce them right, you know. So that's just the way it is. I was over at my sister's house a few years back. And me and Mama was there, and my sister and two nieces. Oh, it's several years ago because they done graduated college now. They was in high school. They talking about how many different languages they knew, you know. I said, that's fantastic. I'm proud of y'all. I sure am. I said, I know 2 languages. They said, Uncle Nathan, you do? We never knew that you knew 2 languages. I said, yes. They said, which ones? I said, English and Southern Redneck. Mama spoke up immediately. He's not good at English.
Got the other one down packed, though.
Oh, I'm working on it, too, yeah. Somebody in Montana one time asked me, they said, are you from the South? I said, yep, South Montana. Sure did. I don't regret ever not getting married. I really don't regret that at all. Don't regret being in every state except for Alaska and Hawaii. I don't regret living in most of them. I don't regret all the history and things I've seen in my life and the places I've been and the concerts and all that. But I've always been a kind of a person that if I was living with somebody and I tell her I'm getting ready to go to Seattle and she says I ain't leaving Florida, the only thing I tell her is bye, because I win anyway. I took a trip from Pensacola to LA to Seattle. And that was so amazing. And on the Amtrak, I never will forget it. And, you know, people don't sometimes treat other people right like they should. And I knew this lady, or saw this lady on the train. She has Alzheimer's. Well, everybody was trying to shy away from her. You know what I'm saying? They're scared of them, you know. Well, the only thing I've ever caught is I caught obesity when I got too close to a fat person one time, you know. But and it just I called it contagious disease, I guess. But woke up one morning about 3 o'clock and dark outside, of course. And I go up in the observation car, and this lady is laying on the floor with her head facing the window. And I asked her what she was doing. She said she was looking at all the pretty houses out there. I said, okay, no problem. So what did I do? I laid down the other way, so is head to head. And for about 2.5 hours, we looked at different color houses. She liked every color except for red. She did. I hate red. I don't like red houses or anything like that for some reason, you know. But I never will forget spending that time with that lady. If it did nothing but make her feel, how will I put it, like she was part of something for just a little while, you know. I really, you know, I feel that way. And I've never had trouble getting a job. I've never really had trouble keeping a job, because when I get to places, I would say, are you hiring? No, but you can fill out an application. Well, I ain't got time to fill out no application. I want to go to work. Well, we ain't got no openings. Well, I go to the next place. And usually a day or so. Seattle, I had one the very first day. And I believe if you're going to do a job for somebody, I believe that you ought to do it properly. You know, if it's just that simple. I met the guy last place I worked with, a real nice resort in Blowing Rock, North Carolina, up yonder on the mountain. Kind of, I mean, it's it's some kind of beautiful up yonder, And so the first day I got there, I met the owner, and the owner was there, and he told me who he was, the whole bit and everything. And I told him, I says, what are you doing? He says, moving these tables. He said, can you help me? I said, yeah, sure I can. He said, well, all them people in there want them over on that side stacked together and everything. I said, well, where do you want them? He says, I want them over there. I said, you want them sideways, upside down, laying on their side, standing on the end, or how you want them? He looked at me, he laughed, and he said, what do you mean by that? I said, didn't you just tell me you was the owner? I'll do whatever you want. I ain't worried about what them other folks want. You're the one that signed my paycheck, you know, so, but I'll try to be quiet again. I'm not real good at that shit, I'm tell you. Uh-oh, I shouldn't use that F word.
Ooh.
I'm man.
We're getting close to the hour mark. Now,
Yeesh.
somebody said that I should do this show for 2 hours, and yet he doesn't want to come on.
Oh,
So,
Come on, Lonnie.
Come
anybody
on, Lonnie. No, come on now.
What you're going to regret is not coming on this show.
Uh-huh.
So, thanks, Nathan, for popping in with your usual stories.
okay, thank you for giving me a shout out for my channel, and I'll start trying to make a few more videos now that we're getting caught up. Like I said, I got a 10 by 30 that it's got stuff in it. Just you know.
Well, all you gotta do is turn it into a video, say story time with Nathan, and you'll be a hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I might could tell you one or seven. You know, I went to Louisiana one time, and I'll tell you this, and then I'll back on that. But had this friend of mine, and she was getting beat on by her boyfriend and everything. She had a little boy, he about that long, you know. And he was in a baby seat, and I had this friend of mine, a good friend of mine, his name Bubba. He had Parkinson's.
Hey, we got a Bubba in the chat.
Cool.
Yeah.
He had Parkinson's, you know, so he kind of waved at everybody, and he wanted to go to New Orleans with us. She says, there's no way he can go to New Orleans with us. They ain't no room. I got it under control. Don't worry about this. I got it. So I went inside and got the recliner, got me some of them ratchet straps. Ratchet strapped that recliner back to this flat bed I had, wooden flat bed on that 1-ton Dodge I had. And then I put him up in that chair and I ratchet strapped him in. And we went to New Orleans. Lucky we didn't go to jail. But, you know, there's a lot of crazies. You know, hell, I ain't nobody but me, though.
Well, nobody wants you to be but you.
All right.
Well, if there's not gonna be anybody else that wants to come on and talk, I guess we're gonna cut this to an hour.
Oh, come on, Chris. Don't punish the rest of us, man. Don't punish the rest of it. Look, he gets mad at Lonnie, and he's gonna punish everybody. Come on, Chris.
I'm gonna take my balls. I'm gonna take my balls and my marbles and go home and just hang with y'all.
I mean, look, we still got Nathan here, man. Nathan ain't Nathan. You going anywhere, buddy?
I don't think so.
Look, there you go, Chris. See, you're going to punish me. You're going to punish Nathan. You're going to punish everybody else in the chat, man. Come on.
I may have to walk in that other room for just a minute, but, you know.
Well,
Well, let's get somebody else on then.
Well, get them on. Y'all, come on and get on here and talk to us. We love y'all too. Come on, Chad. You can talk to us.
and for anybody that's asking, Dwayne put already typed in Nathan's channel, but while we verbalize it, it's Red Nickerson's resales.
Okay. Thank you.
For anybody that watches this later.
Yep, absolutely. Nathan saved the show. Oh, I didn't think it was going that bad.
I
Hear
don't
from
know.
Nathan, of
It's so
course.
bad there.
Mike, children's stories by Nathan. Woo. Man, when you look at Nathan, you don't expect his lungs to hold that much air, man. Really.
I know. He's got all those stories locked up in that brain, you know.
I'm telling you, man. You can tell that man's got years of stories.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Upstate Victor says that Mike and Nathan should start a show.
Nah, I wouldn't. When would I get to talk? It'd be the Nathan and Mike show.
Nathan and then yeah, Mike's on there somewhere.
How about that for me? Ain't that pretty? That's one of my
I don't
favorite
know.
brands right there. Can you see it?
Hold it a little closer, Nathan.
Is that Ray and Spooner?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too.
Yeah. Oh, I learned something. Y'all remember? I think it was Chad, somebody that did a video on, or did something that was on a video about the circuit, CRICUT, that stuff for scrapbooking.
Oh yeah, isn't it Cricket?
Oh,
CRICUT?
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
I come across one of them today with a whole bunch of the fonts, different fonts that go with it. I'm gonna try to sell them local, but check this out. The girl's with me, the lady works with me. We had to go to storage building, try to look for a doll that don't exist. And on the way back, we go by one of my favorite thrift stores. And I said, we're going to pull in here and see if they got them about 7 of them snow globes. Because snow globes, they do sell too. We didn't get 7, but we got 6.
Nice.
Yeah. And, you know, people wonder sometimes why you still buy stuff and you got so much stuff. I'm not letting the deal pass if I see it. Oh, no. You know, so what? I got inventory. If they come a time like tomorrow, which I hope not, you know, if they ever come a time, which I hope it don't, if I won't put this, if I needed money, I got inventory. And you can, if you want to make it quick, all you got to do is put it on eBay for a real reasonable price, and you got your money. You know, I tell people that's my retirement, because I ain't never worked long enough in them places to get a real retirement. One guy, he told me one time, he says, I hate to tell you, but this is in my drinking days. And he said, I hate to tell you, but if you miss another day of work, I'm going to have to fire you. I said, I understand. No problem. I called him up 4:30 on the restaurant. I called him up about 4:30 that Friday afternoon. I said, hey, man. He said, yeah. I said, is it true what you told me about you was going to fire me if I missed another day of work? He said, yes, it is. I said, well, you might well go ahead and fire me, because I ain't going to be there today. There he is.
And we got Todd and Lonnie back in here.
Yep. Mr. Silver Hair Stacker and Lonnie.
What's up?
is up.
Morgan Silver
Oh my
Dollars.
God. We got too many damn people now.
Y'all want me to slide out and I can watch?
I'm gonna back out, man. I want to enjoy watching.
Oh no, Mike. Oh no, you called me out.
Hey, Mike, if I get over there to Louisiana, I'll get over there to Louisiana. I'll come see you one time.
All right.
Man, that'd be
I'll
awesome.
tell you a quick thing that brought me attention. You know where that it's not the first Prairieville exit coming from Baton Rouge, not the second one coming from Baton Rouge. It's like the first one or something where Jimmy Swaggart had his place down there at Catfish Town.
Yeah, the ministries.
Yeah.
Now you mean like Blue Bonnet?
He no longer, yeah, you know what I'm talking about then.
Mm-hmm.
We used to clean this office building for these people down there when I lived there. And this one lady, she found it somewhere. She told me, but I can't remember that. It was a map about 4 foot wide and about 8 foot long. And it went all the way from Port Gibson up there, all the way down to New Orleans and to the Gulf, basically. And it had every different plantation's name and the acreage and all that. Now, that's something I would have liked to have had.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
But
map?
yeah, but it was 8 foot long and took up her whole wall. I mean, it was huge, and it had all the different plantations down through there. I tell people a lot of times, they say, why did you buy that? I said, they ain't making no more of them. My grandfather used to tell me, he said, if you ever get where you can buy land, they ain't making no more of it. But they are in them other countries. I think they taking some of that sand from somewhere else. And I don't think they manufacture no dirt, you know. So, all right, I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna watch y'all.
All right, Todd's turn. He's got his hand up.
Mm-hmm. That's all we can see is his hand.
Yeah. Show your face, old man. Show your face.
Go ahead, Todd.
I see you. Nathan's hard to follow, I tell you.
All right, Todd. What's one of your business regrets?
Business regrets. Let's see. There was the time I was going to be a slumlord. Yeah, I bought a house that I was going to fix up and rent out. And so I bought when the market was high, and I sold it when the market was low.
Oh,
I don't think that's the way you're supposed to do that.
No, and yeah, I only lost 14,000 on that deal.
Pocket change. Whew.
Yeah, in the 70s. Yeah, 14,000 in the 70s. That was
That's just a stepper like you.
I'm telling you. Let's see. What other bad business deals have I made?
Hey, Silverhair, can I give you one suggestion?
One.
Uh-oh.
This is the last one.
Great. Okay, I got one great suggestion for your YouTube channel. Okay.
Okay.
Instead of just having your hand, you need to have like a little sock puppet, a little puppet on your hand. And you could talk with your hand. That would be way better.
Put the little googly eyes on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Lonnie, you suck.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit.
That'd be awesome, dude. Oh, there you go. You got a Sharpie?
Yeah.
Hey, don't ruin one of your best socks there.
There
Tell
you go.
Lonnie what are some of your regrets, business-wise.
Regret is man, I do not regret making that suggestion. I'll tell you later. But my biggest regret probably is starting, like Dwayne said, starting reselling so late, working for the man for so long, just doing 9 to 5 and being good with that, and then coming home and getting my paycheck.
Man.
You know, just laziness. You know, I mean, you're working, but it's lazy. And as far as like a business regret, I regret not Sooner. We're like, I've just started networking more now, and it's like both like on YouTube and it's experiences are so much more valuable with when you bring other people in, you know.
Absolutely.
And I'm here now because he had another one he was gonna do. Where'd he go? Is he getting some more props or something?
Who's this?
Where's
Nathan's got a sock puppet going now.
Y'all see his hand?
Ain't he pretty?
Is that a purple monkey? Oh no, it's a Kansas Jayhawk monkey.
Yeah, it's a sock monkey.
Damn sure he is, ain't it? I didn't know they had them in Kansas. I learn something every day. See, if I wouldn't have come on here tonight, I wouldn't know they had monkeys in Kansas. I know they had a dog one time. Its name was Toto.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, the flying monkeys, man. Right into Oz.
I've been there before. Oz. I'd have been drunk though.
Well, I'm gonna say
okay, I'm gonna shut up again. Go back, Silverhead Stacker.
Okay, what else do I regret? I regret not starting eBay sooner. I've been doing it about 1.5 years.
Yep.
Gosh, after I retired from my regular teaching job, I worked at Home Depot for like 4 years just for part-time. Man, that was killing my feet and knees, and walking around on a concrete floor, that's hard on an old man. And man, I wish I'd started eBay sooner. Plus I make twice the money. So anyway, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of regrets in my life. Got a lovely wife and 2 boys, and now the boys' rooms are filled up with eBay inventory because they've grown and moved out. So yeah, life's good over here.
Good, glad to hear it. I mean,
I don't have any big regrets. I don't think. I don't know. There's always the standard ones like, wish I'd spent more time with my dad, or wish I'd gone fishing more, or I wish I'd kept my body in better shape, or I wish I was smarter than I am.
No.
Whatever.
No. You're smart enough already, but you just learn every day.
Yeah. So anyway, no regrets really. I got to hear.
I regret throwing that hammer at my daddy when he threw it at me.
I bet you he made you regret that too.
And with a shovel handle.
There you go.
I brought you in. I can damn sure take you out. It's your choice. I said, "What you throwed it at me?" He said, "Well, son, it's all right for me to throw something at you. It's not all right for you to throw something at me."
Yeah.
Yep, I completely understand.
Well, I want to thank everybody for popping in, especially Mike staying for almost a whole hour.
For sure.
And we don't know what we're going to do yet for Sunday, if we're going to have a show. If we don't, and I know Tony already went to bed, I am going to tell Tanya to take up my hour on Sunday. That way, me the reseller 6-pack can go for 2 hours instead of
Oh
1.
Lord. Oh Lord, y'all gonna kill Dwayne. Y'all gonna kill him.
Hey, I'm gonna be good this week.
I
Look,
guess
you
we
can
all
already
start,
get tongue
I
tied.
guess we all start now taking up the beer fund.
Exactly, Scott. I'm just hanging, man.
Me too.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
I see Lonnie bailed out on us, huh? I see him in the chat now.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, and he said that last week, Dwayne. Kicker.
I do have one more regret. Not hiring somebody that was capable of doing the job and being real good at it and things like that to actually help before I did this time. And I actually went for something besides somebody I thought about wanting to be with, because it is so nice to know that you had, say, 50 listings done today by, say, 5 o'clock this afternoon. If I wanted to go take a nap or whatever, I could do that. If I want to come do this, I can do that, or watch TV or whatever I want to do, instead of knowing in my mind the whole time, you got to get up there and do it. You got to get up there and do it all 20, and I still like doing it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like I'm rushing myself. I'm still on my way to 700 listings, but they gonna be good listings this time because they're not gonna have please see pictures. They are part of the description, period.
Yeah. Description: red shirt.
Can't you see? This is what it looks like. This is what you're gonna get.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. If we don't see you Sunday, we will see you next week. And keep an eye out for you guys at the Certain Occasion show tomorrow, Mike.
Yes, tomorrow it's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. It's gonna be me, Lonnie, and Glenn, Garage Flips and Swamp Picker. Come check us out.
The web-footed trio.
What's it gonna be called, Mike?
It's the Cajun Pickers.
Okay, tomorrow night at what time?
8 o'clock Central Standard Time.
That's where I'm at, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, yes.
I gotta remember. I don't know.
And
I can't count that high either.
that's on Lonnie's channel, the Garage Flips channel.
Garage Flips channel, and tomorrow night, Glenn promised to drop 3 F-bombs. So come check it out. It's gonna be epic, guys.
That would be epic. We may never see him again, though.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll be there. As far as I know, I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow night. Too much. I don't go nowhere. I don't care nothing about. If I go thrifting or something like that, that's cool. But I just got to the point in my lifetime I done went to enough concerts. Only ones, if there's somebody comes I really want to see, I'll go do that or something like that. But they don't have concerts today like they did back in the 80s and late 70s. They just don't fill the 80,000 seat arenas and football fields. And that was fun. Maybe it was because I was drunk. That might have been the reason that I enjoyed it so much.
Could be. I don't drink. It's against my religion.
Yeah, I know too. I don't do anything that's against the law neither. So,
Well,
all right.
I'm not allowed to lie either.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you. If we don't see you Sunday, I didn't say we're not having a show yet. We just haven't had a guest lined up or a topic. Well, kind of see what we can do before Saturday night to decide. So, thanks for watching. If we don't see you Sunday, we will see you Wednesday.
You're going to regret it if you're not there.
See ya.